Steve's really slow when doing these things.
I'll get
My
it done.
name's Steve. I can medicine. My big head gets in the way of my vision.
Hey, man. Yeah, cool.
Come on, step it up!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of New Reviews. Come on, step it up. Today's show is a special show. It's the NUReviews Next Gen Forecast. Next Gen Forecast.
Yep.
As usual, I'm Brad. With me, we've got Steve, and our guests this evening are Andrew, who you may know from the NUReviews Plays, and Samir, who you wouldn't know because he's a lazy sack of shit and doesn't actually do anything for us.
Hello.
Well, actually,
Alright,
he's going to
Steve,
be
kick
doing
us
an
off.
unboxing soon. But, yeah, whatever. So this episode is basically going to be kind of our expectations and evaluation of next-gen consoles, which is right around the corner. Like, it's right now last few days of October, and the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to be released in the upcoming weeks. So there's been a lot of news coming out recently, and some of them positive, most of them negative. So I feel it would be a good topic to talk about. And this is something I want the audience, if we have one, to get in on as well. If there's something stupid that we say or like something you agree with, feel free to yell at us, post in the comment section.
Okay, so what's our first thing?
Alright, so let's just go with initial predictions. Alright, so without getting to news stories, let's say who's going to do well for each console. You think it'll sell well, sell bad, whatever. I'll start off. So currently right now, I think that the Xbox One and PS4 sales-wise are going to be actually pretty equal. I'm pretty sure I've read pre-orders that like the ones for the PS4 for the console itself are pretty high up, but the games for Xbox One, they have more pre-orders than the games for the PS4. So there might be some kind of weird bounce thing, but overall I think it'll be pretty neck and neck. What about you guys?
I'm kind of the same boat. Honestly, like the PS3 really came out of this like the gate strong and kind of realistically, metaphorically, and physically kind of punched Microsoft in the face at E3, and everyone was kind of super big on pre-ordering all the PS3 games. But I really feel like after that shock kind of wore off, like all the Xbox fanboys are going to start coming back out of the woods, and people are going to start picking up the games for they're going to start picking up the Xbox One anyway, especially because now it's being revealed that they are much more similar, and Microsoft is kind of changing some of their big mistakes, like all their huge DRM and everything that they're kind of scaling it back. Like I feel like PS3 is going to come out of the gate stronger, and then Microsoft's going to catch up.
You mean PS4, right?
PS4, yes. Words are hard.
Okay, just making sure.
Numbers aren't important. I'm not like a math minor or anything.
When
It's
was the
fine.
last time numbers were important?
I know.
The economy? Definitely not.
And then on the other side, even Nintendo, I'm going to go with... I think Nintendo's numbers are actually going to go up while these actually are going on. The only reason I say is because when Wind Waker HD came out, the sales increased a lot. I feel like while this is going on, I don't think right as the initial surge is going out, Nintendo sales are going to go down, but I think they're actually going to increase more and more. Now that like Nintendo actually starting to compete against, they're going to start putting out their bigger games. Because people don't buy Nintendo to buy Nintendo. They buy Nintendo for like the first-party games.
Of course.
Once they start coming out, like Nintendo's sales are going to pick up hugely. The problem is they have none so far. They have like a Mario game, and that's not going to sell like a ton of Nintendo Wii's.
Yeah.
Wii U's.
3DS has been selling strong, but the Wii U, different story.
I actually think that the 2DS is actually going to do really well too, just because the 3DS is really nice, but the 3D is completely useless in my opinion. I don't use it at all. And in fact, it's $100 cheaper. Like, all right, it needs a hinge. That's really dumb. It's not even portable anymore. But besides that, it's a great idea. So I think that'll actually be a huge boost, especially around Christmas.
Yeah, we'll see with the sales. I've do got some doubts, but we'll see. Brad, what about you?
Xbox done, PS forever.
You know, when I said you could say that in the podcast, you don't actually have to have said that.
Xbox done, PS forever. But no, really, I think you guys are spot on the nail. The PS4 and the Xbox are probably gonna sell roughly the same. There's gonna be like a number difference, sure, but Xbox seems to have a lot more games that are gonna be supported when it comes out, and the PS4 doesn't. But from what we're seeing, the PS4 is doing slightly better in terms of performance, even though they're almost the exact same machines.
Because Sony knows their shit and Microsoft likes to fuck
knows their
up.
shit. So yeah, really at launch, at launch there'll probably be a bigger difference, but like 6 months down the road, they're gonna be rough. I would say they're gonna be roughly the same.
All right.
Man, look at all this crazy like disagreement going on, this back and forth between us. Man, riveting.
All right, Samir, you're last to bet.
Alright, so was it PS4, Xbox One? Where I see it, seems like both of them have about the same initial sales. Just whoever can pump out the most consoles by launch, and probably maybe 6 months to a year, we'll actually start seeing a difference in who has more consoles sold.
I'm still really concerned. What was it for Microsoft because of their terrible marketing team?
I don't know. I actually think Sony advertisements are always like really high production quality stuff.
Yeah.
It's really weird how well they are. But Microsoft has been is usually a lot better at marketing stuff for the Xbox than Sony is for the PlayStation.
I would say but my only concern is not just like the Xbox, I guess, but Microsoft as a whole, in the last like 2 or 3 years, has failed at every marketing exploit they've done. The Windows tablet bombed so hard, and there's no reason except for didn't know how to market it. Like, the Xbox One when it first came out, like, PS4 had all the same things Xbox had with the DRM and everything, they just didn't tell anyone. But that's the point, they didn't tell anyone. Like, Microsoft's like, hey, look at all the bad stuff we have, and then they decided that was fine. Like, Microsoft just has no idea how to market things in the last couple of years. That's why I'm concerned, is that they're just going to be like, hey guys, it's the Xbox! And they're going to do like one of those like cool 90s videos, the kids like skateboarding, playing the Xbox somehow. And then no one has any idea about like the console or the system or the games. It's just gonna be something to be like, look at hip kids playing the Xbox. I'm just saying that's what I feel like is gonna happen. It's gonna fail miserably.
Well, I don't know, because like most of the bad press that we've seen from Microsoft, that's only stuff that like actual people who enjoy video games will look into. It's stuff that like people who check like GameSpot, IGN, or other game sites or watch E3 would know about. I don't think the casual audience have seen enough of the Xbox One to be very judgmental of it. I think they just know that Call of Duty's coming out for it. A bunch of other games are coming out for it. We haven't seen any commercials for it. Actually, wait. No, I just saw a commercial for the Xbox One yesterday. It was a promo using Mountain Dew and Doritos. You're able to
nothing to do with the console.
When you open up one of the things, you get a code, and you're able to use the code to bid on an Xbox One, which they're giving away every 2 minutes. I don't get how it works, but yeah, that's the first thing I've seen on TV regarding to the Xbox One.
I mean, to be fair, I've only seen one PS4 commercial, so I mean, it's not like either of the two are really like one superior in the advertising than the other. I mean, I've seen more game advertisements for the Xbox One than I've seen the PS4. The PS4 really only has that one really kick-ass advertisement.
Yeah.
But I've seen more stuff for, like, Dead Rising 3. Actually, no, that's the only thing I've seen, is Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen so far. I haven't seen
I've only
any
seen that
for
on
Xbox
YouTube.
One or...
I don't know. I still think, honestly, it's gonna be neck and neck, because, like, the casual, like, the gamers who, like, know what systems they want are usually either they get both, or they're very company sided, and the casuals are just gonna be whichever their friend has, they're gonna get, or whichever their mom buys them, they're gonna get. So I feel like it's gonna be like half and half. Like commercials on the side, like even thinking about that, like it's just gonna be people are gonna get whatever. Oh, my friend has a PS3, he wants to play Call of Duty. I should get a PS4. I keep saying PS3. He'll get a PS4, but like Or instead of like, oh, my friend has Xbox One, looks like that's what I'm buying. It's going to be all decided by like whichever your friends has.
On an unrelated note, there's a GameStop near us that only got 30 Xbox Ones.
Really?
I thought that was a really low number.
That is a really incredibly low number.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was the one next to the Noodleson company I went to when we went to Wolf Trap.
How do you know?
Because they put like tape on their windows that says pre-order Xbox One. We only have 10 out of 30 left.
When did you see that? Because I just read a news article this week.
Today
saying...
on the way to work. Or on the way home.
Oh, okay, wow.
That kind of surprised me also because the fact that it launches in like a week. PS4 had to stop their pre-orders on Amazon because there were too many. Xbox One has a third left. That kind of surprised me actually.
I think I'm just gonna wait till early next year to get my PS4.
I'm waiting for the PS3 syndrome to go away, where it has no games for like a year. It has no games for like a year. You're like, look, it plays Blu-rays and it's so technological. And you're like, what games? There aren't any.
Actually, I think I'm gonna wait until they get rid of the HDCP stuff.
Yeah.
Because they say it's gonna launch with that still, but they are gonna take it out.
They're all yeah.
So I'm probably gonna wait until that's gone so I can actually record with it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about like some of the things with the PlayStation 4 because out of the box, it's not like 100% a full console. There's some like aspects missing.
Yeah.
Like let's see, talk about the external hard drives. Like they released the full specs for PlayStation 4, and they mentioned some of the limitations. And one of the limitations is that you won't be able to use external hard drives or flash drives in order to save data. You can only keep stuff on the PlayStation 4, or if you have a PlayStation Plus account, you're able to save it to the cloud. Yeah, no external hard drives. Is that something you believe that... Because I haven't read that it's going to be supported yet, but is that something you think Sony should have made a priority, or at least standard for the PlayStation 4?
Well, I mean,
No.
it makes a little sense why they wouldn't support that because, you kind of need the PS4 to do a lot of things on it. So, and the PS4 comes with the cloud storage. So they're like, well, why do you need an external when you could just do cloud? We should just make people use the cloud. So from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But I know a lot of people are upset about that because they can't. It would make transferring like saves a little more difficult if you don't have PlayStation Plus and you want to get a bigger hard drive. If you can replace it with a bigger hard drive, I don't know if that's been confirmed if you can or not.
I believe so. I believe they have like replaceable 500 like the hard drive. I think you can like replace pretty easily.
All right.
And it might be like Xbox 360 one where it kind of pops off the top and you can just move them around.
Well, all right. Well, I don't know how. It might make transferring saves a little more difficult if you don't have PlayStation Plus, but they're really pushing for everyone who owns a PS4 to have PlayStation Plus. So I can see why they just skip that over.
Yeah. It's not a deal breaker to me. The one thing that annoys me is like I remember specifically on the PS3 or Xbox, I used to plug in my external hard drive and watch movies off of it all the time.
PS3, I do that all the time.
Yeah, exactly, all the time. And now you can't because you can't read from your external hard drive. Besides that, also, or we put it on a media server. That's not supported either. So it's not a deal breaker because it has everything like now Redbox Online and Hulu Plus and Netflix. It has everything you need to watch movies. But like if I have a downloaded movie, or like I'll get like shows, and then you can't watch from the external hard drive, which isn't a deal breaker, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. Like now I have to watch that on my computer, which is fine. But so I don't know. I think it's not a deal breaker, but it is a pain in the ass that like you can't do that. I feel like it was one of the biggest features of those systems that you could just like you plug in a USB drive with movies on it and you can watch it like good to go. Now, does the Xbox have those features actually?
Yeah, I believe that Xbox does have external support.
Okay, like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but like it's a feature I think the PS4 should have. Even if it's not from the launch, they should like add like firmware or whatever for that. Because I think it is, like, people like that. That's definitely a feature that I feel like a lot of people used.
Yeah, that does sound like something that will have support later in the future, because with the Xbox 360, that they eventually did that. Yeah, and with the PlayStation 4, it has a 500 gig hard drive, and you are able to swap it out for a bigger one if needed. With course, leaning with, like, downloaded titles, obviously games are going to get bigger, so space might eventually be an issue, so that's why.
I mean, how much are you actually putting onto your hard drive within the first like 2-3 months of the console? Probably not much. At least not enough to fill it.
Well, it depends on how big the game files are. Like, do we know how big general save files are going to be?
I don't know about the PS4, but I remember seeing an image of a leaked image of the back of the Dead Rising 3 box.
Yeah.
And you could probably find this so you can throw it up on the screen for people to look. But in like the fine print, it said it required like at least 60 gigabytes of space.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's 500
Yeah.
gigs is going to be a lot, but realistically, that's going to be something like 10, 12 games, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many are actually coming out within the launch?
Yeah, no, I agree.
That
At
you're
the
gonna
very
install?
beginning, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Unless you somehow load your system up with just weird shit from the internet, which is possible, you should be fine for a while.
I mean, granted, I can't put all my porn onto there right away. I have to, slowly do it over time.
That's a lot of porn. You have the internet. Why did you just... whatever.
Gotta see those videos, man. I can't
We're
find
not
them
talking
forever.
about porn.
Brad, you're looking at porn right now.
I'm... Shut up.
All right.
So what next you got for us?
All right, we could go on with a bit with the streaming because right now, another news article from Joystick says PlayStation 4 will not support YouTube uploads, but stream archiving is exclusive to Twitch. Is something like YouTube uploading something essential to next-gen consoles, or is that also just something that'd be nice to have?
Now, to be fair, they said that it won't be available at launch, but they are working on it.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today that they are planning on putting that in. It just won't be there to begin with.
And it makes a lot of sense for the videos to not be like you can't just record to your hard drive, especially since you can't get it off your PS3 system without an external device. So it makes a lot of sense for archiving to only happen on Twitch. And we use Twitch, right? And we can just, with an archive video, can't you download it or just upload it straight
you
to
can straight
YouTube
pull it
from
off,
there?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one more step, but
It's
you're gonna need a Twitch account to do it anyways. And you're gonna need to set up archiving to do it. So I would assume you would know how to get it from YouTube from there because it's like a click of the button.
all these features. I feel like PS4 right now. The problem is like they not quite finished with all the little the things they want, the features they want to have.
Yeah.
But if they release it later than the Xbox One, it's going to be huge, just like hurt in the sales. Because they're going to be releasing later. People are going to be like, oh, I can't buy PS4. Might as well buy an Xbox One. They're similar.
That's essentially what it is.
So they have to put it out. So like even if there's all these little features, like Sony's just like, all right, just push it out. Push it out. We'll like let people know that like don't be afraid. It's coming out soon.
That's what I was saying back at the I think it was E3 or before they announced what the actual release date for was. I was saying it's going to be within a week of the Xbox One launch date because they're going to want to force people to choose the PS4 over the Xbox One. If they release it any later than that, then they're just not going to get sales.
Yeah.
I made that prediction, and they're doing it, but it's costing them the fact that their system's not 100%, and they need to keep working on it. Which is fine, because this is a new framework. It's a new everything.
Yeah.
These are completely different from the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and the PS3 framework was shit.
No, it was. It's just,
So
they
it
went
makes
from
I'm giving them a pass on having to keep working on it and get everything in and not having everything.
Can you ever
launch.
explain why they did, by the way? It's just from if anyone knows computer science at all, they went from an x86 framework to some horseshit duct tape framework they made, and they're like, guys, that was the worst mistake we've ever done. Let's go back. And every game developer was like, thank God, what were you doing?
I don't know.
It
Sony's
was
fucking
so
weird.
bad. So if anyone knows anything about computer science, realize that Sony really screwed the pooch on the PS3 framework. It was bad.
And apparently because since the Xbox One is using a weird kind of thing, it's like ES RAM or something like that, it's harder for developers to develop using the Xbox One. It's much easier to develop on the PS4. Which leads into our next topic. There are some graphical differences between multi-platform games, and the ones I'll bring up specifically is Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts, two games that I don't personally care for, but is something worth mentioning. On the Xbox One, Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts will be running at 720p, while the PS4 versions are either 900p or 1080p. Don't quote me on that because I've read different stuff on different sites, but
Yeah.
I've read some articles saying that it is very, very similar to the PC version.
Yeah,
So-
the joystick article that they published, obviously, it states that functionally they work extremely similar. They pretty much play exactly as it would play on the PC in terms of fluidity and frame rate and all the stuff you would expect from a PC version. But the graphics are slightly different because the Xbox One is 720p and then like enhanced or whatever, upscaled to 1080. You get more jaggies on the screen. On PS4, you don't get as many jaggies. But they can't. The joystick article did mention that there's a lot of like texture and model popping on the PS4, which is an issue I see constantly in PS3 games, especially the Assassin's Creed games. I always notice that in the Assassin's Creed games, and I wonder if it's just me or whatever. But they also noted that for whatever reason they only played the multiplayer on PS4 and only the campaign on Xbox One.
That's really dumb.
That is really dumb. So they don't know if the texture popping if the popping they saw on the PS4 is in the campaign as well on the PS4, but they also don't know if it's in the multiplayer on the Xbox One either.
You can't like compare those. I feel like the campaign and the multiplayer is going to be slightly different. Like they're not set up to be the same because campaign's story driven, multiplayer is whatever the hell's going to happen.
Yeah, and multiplayer I imagine would take a lot more processing than.
Who did this? I thought that was a good idea. Like who was like, man, guys, you would have.
Yeah. It was all inside EA.
That's what I describe. EA stands for. That's how I feel about them whenever they make any announcements or do anything.
You think this is something that will be consistent? Will we always see the PS4 version being graphically superior to the Xbox One? Or is this something you think down the line it'll be more or less graphically
Is it just that Battlefield 4 is at 720p, or can the Xbox One not do 1080?
I think the way the hardware's set up is that can it do 1080?
It can do 1080. There's other games that are coming out in 1080. I think it's just mostly like a programming issue where developers can't exactly get 60 frames at 1080 on the Xbox One yet.
Yeah, either of the games are going to have 720 with 60 frames per second, like Killer Instinct, or they're going to have 1080 with 30 frames per second.
All right, well, I just think it's probably just EA.
You know what's funny is I think actually if it is true though, like if at least for the launch for the first Call of Duty and Battlefield, that could be like I didn't think about this because I didn't really realize all the details, but that could be a huge blow to Xbox's sales because the casual market is the Call of Duty market. Yeah. And they're like, you throw numbers in front of a casual like gamer, and their head explodes. it's like this one's in 1080, this one's 720, 1080. Oh my god! And they just jerk off all over the screen, and like they will buy a PS4 without a doubt because 1080 is a bigger number than 720. They could not even understand how resolution works. 1080 is bigger, goddammit, so it must be better.
But then you mentioned that there's actually going to be exclusive stuff that's for Ghost that's only on the Xbox One. So
is it timed exclusive or?
I think it might be timed exclusives. But
all right,
still,
because like I know the Assassin's Creed for like the Sony specific DLC. There was like an ad for it that said it's only a timed exclusive, but Ubisoft came out, the Ubisoft came out and said. It's Sony exclusive for now, and we only just found out like today that it's Sony exclusive forever. We thought, 6 months down the line we'd have this ready for Xbox people, but nope, sorry guys.
Screw you!
So, I mean, if it's a timed exclusive, sure, casual market will be like, oh, it's an exclusive, I have to get it. But I don't think, I think numbers outweigh exclusive.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on how good the exclusive is. The exclusive is like, oh, we have 12 new maps, and people were like, maybe I should buy that. But if it is just like, oh, our exclusive, we have a new skin for this gun, yeah, people will be like, okay, whatever.
I don't know. The casual market is extremely casual. I told you about my stepmom. My stepmom saw the commercial for Call of Duty Ghosts, saw the dog in it that looks exactly like her dog, and wants to play it because of that. My stepmom doesn't play video games. So, the casual market is very casual.
You replace the word casual with mentally challenged. If you're mentally challenged listening out there, I have more respect for you. Because I have respect for you. They have zero. That hurts me. That hurts me deeply.
So, along the lines with exclusivity, let's actually talk about the launch titles.
Alright. Xbox One Day 1 releases: Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Crimson Dragon, Dead Rising 3, FIFA 14, Fighter Within, Forza Motorsport 5, Just Dance 2014, Killer Instinct, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Loco Cycle, Madden NFL 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, Power Star Golf, Rise, Son of Rome, Skylanders Swap Force, Zoo Tycoon, Zumba Fitness World Party. And then PS4 launch day, and North America. These are North America launch day for the PS4. Flower, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Resogun, Sound Shapes, Angry Birds Star Wars, Assassin's Creed 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA 14, Battlefield 4, Just Dance 2014, Injustice, Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden NFL 25, NBA 2K14, Contrast, Pinball Arcade.
GG all day. No, for real though, look at this list. I'm going to actually go, if you scroll up a little bit, Killer Instinct apparently isn't actually fully out from what it looks like. Rest of retail, this actually says generous demo.
Generous demo.
I'm not sure what that means, but I don't think Killer Instinct's actually fully out there.
If I remember correctly,
or is
the
it
way
the DLC character.
You can click on it.
it's. Oh, we can click on it. Pretty much, if I remember correctly, Killer Instinct, it's gonna release with like 2 characters.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to buy the other characters.
It's dumb. Besides moving on from that terrible marketing strat, I hate that marketing
Yeah,
strategy.
they're just saying that it's not free to play. It's a generous demo.
That's
Okay.
a good way to look at it.
That's a nice way to phrase it. But okay, so fair enough. I think that Xbox One definitely has a stronger launch day. I think PS4's only big draw is going to be Killzone.
Yeah, but let's compare like the actual like Xbox One exclusive games and the
Steve?
PS4 exclusive games. What?
Okay.
Sorry, you
Dead
dropped first.
Rising, Forza, Rise.
Yeah, Killer Instinct, Rise,
Dead Rising, and Forza.
Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Loco Cycle. I think Loco Cycle's Xbox One exclusive.
I think so too. I've never really heard of it, but
I saw like a video of it and something I would play, but it's not something I'd have an Xbox One
But
for.
the point is, I think Xbox actually has more exclusive titles. It's coming out with 4 or 5 big exclusive titles. Xbox is really coming out with 1.
Yeah, the PS4 doesn't really have PS4 exclusive titles besides Killzone, Knack. Don't think Resogun. I don't even think I've heard of that. That's about it, I think. That's about it as far as the exclusives go. And Knack, honestly, when I first saw it, I liked it, but the more I saw of it, the more it really just looks like it's a tech demo.
Yeah.
It's just to show what the PS4 can handle in terms of particles.
Yep.
It can handle a shit ton of particles. But, so I think the Xbox One does have a stronger launch, but I don't know. Still looking ahead into the future, the PS4 title still, like... Oh, sorry. Launch window. Peggle 2 for Xbox One. All done.
GG.
All done.
It's done. Game over.
You can't compete
Game
with Peggle
over.
2.
But, like, if I look into the future... I don't know. Even if I look into the future, the PS4 doesn't have exclusives that I really... Like, the PS4 games I really care about are also on Xbox One, so...
Yep.
I'm still going to get a PS4 more than likely, just because I like Sony systems more than I like Microsoft systems, but... I don't know, just...
The games looking at for the launch window for PS4, the only ones I'm seeing that are actually really
The
interesting...
PS4 does get a lot of indie games, but those indie games are probably also on PC.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the ones I'm interested in are actually Infamous Second Son,
Oh, yes.
which looks great, and Thief.
I don't know,
Pretty good Thief.
Octodad, Deadliest
Octodad,
Catch.
yeah, that could be good too. So the point is, I think honestly Xbox One has a much stronger day one window. They have a bunch of more exclusives, and exclusive games that are actually going to be decent games. I think besides Killzone, there's not really much on like PS4s. But I think PS4's launch window over the next couple, like in the future, like as of now announced, I think is actually stronger.
Launch window typically means like 3 to 4 months, right?
Yeah.
I think it's actually PS4 is actually stronger because of games like Second Son and Octodad, which actually looks like a lot of fun. I think Xbox is actually a very small amount of launch window. It literally had. Oh, all right. Let me take that back. Titanfall looks gorgeous.
Yeah, but it's also on PC.
But it's all. I thought it was also coming to the PS4. I heard it was also.
It's
No.
only
It's
only
first-
going to be Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
Until the next Titanfall game comes out, then it comes out on
Well,
PS4.
yeah. Until the next Titanfall game comes out. Actually, no. Didn't they say it was a series, or did they say... No, it was just Titanfall. So, yeah.
sorry, I might take it back. I might have to eat my own
it's
words.
that the first title.
Yeah, I'm off to eat my words because Titanfall looks gorgeous. It's mechs and I don't like shooters. I'm bad at them. We'll show this in the video in a little while.
It's true.
I'm terrible at them. But Titanfall is gorgeous. It's you run around with jetpacks and mechs and guns and explosions. It makes you grow a second set of testicles that are even hairier than the first. It's so manly and awesome, and it makes me so happy.
But it's by the guys who originally did like Call of Duty 4, founders of Infinity Ward. So it's going to be a solid shooter.
It's by Infinity Ward before they became like not Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
But still, going back to launch day. The Xbox One has a bigger lineup of games, and they have more exclusives. But even when I look at the list, there's nothing really there that I would really want. Maybe Dead Rising 3.
Dead Rising 3.
Although I'll be honest, I wasn't really into the series. I liked it, but due to various technical issues, I never got far in the first game.
Yeah.
And I just didn't really play the second game. But, and then there's Rise, which I laugh every time I see it.
It's weird. It looks like a shitty tech demo.
It's cool. I love there's a video of a guy, he's like doing a playthrough at an event or something like that, and he's like, a lot of people thought that Rise was a really linear game, but it's not really a linear game. Let me show it to you by moving slightly to the left. And he does. In the first like demo, we went straight towards the beach, and people thought that it was because it's a really linear experience, but it's not. Watch as I move slightly to the left of this beach, and then fight some enemies. And then he was talking about how it's like really fluid, how the combat's really fluid and lifelike. And as he says that, he like swings to hit a guy, and then his character instantly turns around into a blocking animation. Instantly. I'm like, that's not fluid. Batman's fluid. Batman is very fluid. That is not. So I laugh every time I see Rise.
What else has Crytek done?
Crisis.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I feel like they should have this down. I feel like the game looks good because that's what Crysis does. The Crytek makes gorgeous games. They're like, all right, here's the deal. We're going to push the balance of like the hardware and graphics. Their gameplay's kind of leaving a lot to be desired, I feel like, most of the time. I haven't been blown away except for like the latest Crysis. I don't know. I feel like that game, it's an Xbox exclusive, and it should stay that way. And then it should be buried.
I don't know. All I know is I've already got my first PS4 game, so I'm happy. I got Assassin's Creed 4 for $10.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Is that on the Xbox One, that system?
What?
We buy it for the 360? Both systems.
It's still only like a select title.
I still love that system. I don't even care the fact that you could buy the 360 version of Assassin's Creed 4 or I think there's
Battlefield,
Call of Duty. You buy them on the 360 or the PS3 for now, and then when they come out for the PS4 or the Xbox One, you pay $10 and you get the brand new copy pretty much. That's a cool system.
Like on the one hand, I've seen the differences between a next gen console on Assassin's Creed and a current gen Assassin's Creed, and differences aren't really that big, but still, it's $10.
Yeah,
it's $10 for my first PS4 game. I might as well.
All right, so Steve / Amir, I realize we've been bogarting this conversation,
but we're the only interesting one, so it's all right.
It's all right.
So thinking of next thing, just you think the fact that Drive Club and Watch Dogs being pushed back into rather than launch day hurts like Sony in any way?
Possibly because it's a Drive Club, yes, because that was an exclusive.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs, possibly. It was a multi-console, but, I mean, it's still something that's not going to be out when their system's out, so that's just as many sales. I mean, I know my PS4 bundle, when I had it, was the Watch Dogs one.
Same here.
I was getting that system for Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
But, I canceled it way before they had delayed it, but still, even like now, I would be like, if I still have my pre-order, I'd be like, now I don't get to play the one game I wanted.
Yeah.
This is my change. I'm still getting it. I already have Destiny pre-ordered, so I'm going to have it by Destiny. God, Destiny looks so good.
Yeah. I think it is going to affect it a decent amount, because Watch Dogs was like the one game I feel like people have really been looking forward to. That's been like the one kind of like big next-gen game that's been announced that has really got people excited. And then they were kind of like, at PS4 I feel like was going to benefit a lot from it because they had all the pre-orders for the bundle. And then it was kind of like a little slap where it was like, you want the PS4? You can't have that one. Give that back. And now, I mean, granted, there's still no it's coming out. I don't think it'll be like a huge impact, but I feel like it's definitely going to hurt their day one sales, just because people don't need to buy it day one anymore. They're not going to get Watch Dogs. They're going to wait until Watch Dogs, like they can buy Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I would say the audience that's getting it day one is getting it for Battlefield, Call of Duty, or in Sony's case, Killzone.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people liked Killzone. I know I didn't.
I liked the later Killzones. The first one was butt.
I didn't like how it handled. I played the first one, and I was like, this is a shooter, but it feels really sluggish.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that'll definitely... It'll hurt their sales, but it's going to hurt... I would assume it would also hurt Xboxes.
But not as much as PS4.
Probably not.
No, I think PS4 is going to take a bigger hit from it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Samir, any input?
That's actually about the same, considering how much what PS4 actually has for launch. It really doesn't have anything too interesting that I would say, oh, I have to buy the PS4 now. Looking at the Xbox One launch, it's actually quite a few games I would actually play off day one. So, yeah, games like that hurts the console, considering that there's not much to do with it right now. But as I said, we'll see what happens 6 to 1 years from now. 6 months to 1 year. When,
6 to 1 year, shit! PS4 is still out. PS4 lasts forever.
Give it a year to at least 2 years. Then both consoles will absolutely hit their stride, and then we'll see who's my den.
Yeah, we'll see developers doing actual better work and stuff. So.
Okay, good.
Let's go. All right. While this is going on, I want to point this out, guys. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Wii U. It's going to be glorious. It got pushed back a little bit, but I am more excited about that game than anything that's going to come out day one for either of those consoles.
I don't know. I'm really excited for Super Mario World.
Wii U has a good lineup. This is the first time, they've had it been out for almost how long has it been? 4, 5, 6 months?
The Wii U?
Yeah, how long has
It's been out for more than 6 months.
Yeah, it's been out for a long time. And they haven't had dick. They've had, nothing. And all of a sudden they're like, hey guys, the new consoles are coming out. Shit!
Throw out all the first-party games!
So yeah, Super Mario World 3, the 3D Super Mario multiplayer, honky donk, whatever. It looks fun as shit.
I canceled Zelda for possibly that.
Which one was Zelda?
The handheld Zelda.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just passed. I also canceled it because I have no money, but...
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know why. $150 Transformers.
Shut up!
And then the Donkey Kong's fantastic. Pokemon's actually good.
Pokemon is good.
Pokemon was good. Nintendo's doing well. I think the Zelda looks good, and Eiji Aonuma is talking about Majora's Mask, whatnot, and that caused so many nerd boners. Oh my gosh, that room was bad. And it's so something about Majora's Mask in here. Ah! The entire room exploded. Just a white wave.
Yep. Alright, so, yeah, you think that with the stronger lineup now, you think Nintendo will be able to sell more consoles this holiday season, especially when up against 2 new systems?
I think it's definitely going to take... it's weird. I think it's going to take a hit, but its sales are still going to be up.
I mean, Nintendo sales are already down. It's going to go up, I imagine, because... they do need to push systems because not a lot of people have a Wii U. But, people who have bought a Wii U, I've never seen someone complain about it.
No, the biggest thing
except for games.
To be fair, I don't play enough to complain about it.
Yeah, true. The only reason why people don't complain about don't have a Wii U is because it doesn't have the first party games, and they're really starting to push the first party games out with new Super Mario World and Donkey Kong, and they've got Bayonetta 2 coming out at some point.
Wonderful 101, check it out.
Wonderful 101. I still haven't bought that.
Wonderful 101 is a sick game, but no, it's. Like I said, I really think that first of all, that's terrible marketing. I know so many people that didn't know the Wii U was a new system. So many people thought the Wii U was just an add-on to the Wii. They're like, oh, the Wii U, I get a tablet. No, it's a new console. So the tablet's the console? No, it's a whole separate console. Are you sure? Yeah, I know, I'm positive. All the older people or whatever who bought a Wii, or even the ones who bought it for their family, for their kids, had no idea the Wii was a brand new system. And I feel like that destroyed Nintendo. They didn't even market it that well. They didn't market it as a new system. They're the commercial was we would like to play all over again. Even the commercial kind of made it seem like it was the same system. And I feel like now that they're hey, people are gonna be if they for Halloween Christmas season advertise it as hey guys, remember the Wii U, the brand new Wii, the different system Wii U with these new games, then they'll get some hit, they'll get some buzz and they'll get some sales. Especially because a lot of parents for the younger kids don't buy a PS4 or Xbox One. They'll buy Nintendo's the kid-friendly one. It's always been the kid-friendly, family-friendly system. And so a lot of parents are always drawn to that.
Especially off topic, but you think Nintendo officially changed the name of the Wii U to Wii 2, You think that's too much backpedaling, or is that the thing to do?
That's too much backpedaling. They've already invested,
I think unless they want something super drastic, just to like cause a buzz, like the Wii Hiroshima, they'd be like, oh shit, and then it would stick because everyone would be like, dang, did you know what that was called? The Wii Hiroshima? Man, I need to get me one. Like, it's too late. Now it's like the Wii 2, they're like, the Wii 2 sounds like the Wii U, it's not gonna make a difference. If they'd done it like a month in, it would have been fine.
They should have stuck with Revolution.
They should have, the Nintendo Revolution! I don't understand what was so complicated.
Dude, that was the name of the Wii, not the Wii U.
I
They
know!
should have stuck with it.
They should have been like, hey guys, let's bring this back. Or the Nintendo, don't name it after a penis. Like, it's, what a terrible name.
Yeah.
It sticks, though.
The controller looks like a penis. It's called the Nintendo Wii. You put a condom on the penis. You waggle it in the air.
Like
No More Heroes specifically made fun of it. Like, if you play No More Heroes, No More Heroes makes fun of the controller by making you recharge the gun by, like, jerking it off the controller. Like your sword. You have to recharge it by just shaking it, like, at crouch level, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's pseudo, so.
Yeah, so let's go into final thoughts. Did this conversation change anyone's mind?
No.
I'm annoyed by the PS4 not having the external hard drive and all that stuff, at least to start with, but I don't see almost, as terrible as it is, as like a gamer, I don't see a point to buy either system at launch.
Yeah, I still don't plan on buying it at launch. The only thing that changed my mind on whether or not to buy it at launch is actually getting the money to do so. But I shouldn't be spending that money, so that's fine. But this conversation itself didn't change my mind. I'm still going to get a PS4 first. I'm just going to wait a bit until either Infamous comes out or they get rid of HDCP.
Actually, knowing that Titanfall only comes out to the Xbox, I might end up buying one. Also, I'm more convinced. Oh, that's true. But now I'm more convinced that the Wii U is going to be awesome.
I say PC for an argument to not get the Xbox One on Titanfall, but I don't know. I feel like multiplayer shooters. Although I liked playing Borderlands on the PC, I don't know. For some reason, just thinking about playing Titanfall on the PC.
People are way too serious on PC.
It scares me. No, just like me actually playing it, not people. Just me actually playing it. The thought of me doing keyboard and mouse with a game like that, with all the shit that goes on with that game, I feel like I would be much more comfortable with the controller.
It's a weird
transition.
transition.
You could use a controller on the PC.
I could.
It's a weird transition.
But I'd have to get a wired controller.
I've definitely gone from like that because it's your hand's not used to it. It's like going from PC to controller. You're like, what is wrong with this? I can't. Nope.
That explains why Tori's so bad at video games.
Oh god. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
That was unfortunate. I heard a punch noise! Don't come in here!
Alright, but yeah, so yeah, I'm saving up for a PC maybe a year or two from now, maybe when either console has games I'd be excited for, I might pick up a PS4. I don't mind waiting for that. There's really not many games I'm looking forward to next gen, except for like maybe Metal Gear Solid 5, but like that hasn't been confirmed for moving to next gen consoles yet. I think that's still sexy. Like, oh, absolutely. That and like, there's only a few games for that's coming out soon. There's Dark Souls 2, there's Metal Gear Solid 5, Bayonetta 2, and Smash Bros. Those are the only games I'm looking forward to that's coming out somewhat soon. Anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts. So, yeah.
Alright, so we're wrapping up?
We're done.
Alright, well, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. I'm Brad. We got Steve, Samir, and Andrews, all of helping the Sass Master not get murdered by herself.
Also, if you have anything to say, if you hate our opinions or something, if we're completely wrong, please say something. We want to hear from you guys.
Post a comment. We'll talk about it. Hopefully you're listening to us. Otherwise, thanks for listening. And goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, keep watching NUReviews Plays.
It's a totally awesome show by these totally awesome guys.
And their lack of skill at games.
What are you talking about? I hear they're fantastic.
I hear they're sexy. Dead sexy.
Alright, that's a damn lie.
Dead sexy.
You're both fired.